So, on the pod today, we have somebody that I actually do not know that well, but I would love to dig into what he does and why he does it. Your name is Alex, right? Or,
Alex, Al, yep.
okay, you prefer Al?
Yeah, I kind of go by Al, yep, on my socials. My legal name is Alexander.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
but when I grew up, I had a stepbrother named Alex. So we had two Alexes, so people just started calling me Al and him Alex, and that kind of stuck with me.
Okay, cool. All right, so what is it that you do? If you could just explain it in like three or four sentences.
Yeah, I'm basically just I'm an online coach, around fitness, nutrition, and mindset.
Okay. Why those three areas?
Because like those were the areas that I needed the most in my life. Those were the areas that when I started my self development journey that I focused on and I um, really dive deep into. And after about a half a decade or so of working on my self development and working on fitness, nutrition, and mindset, like it impacted my life so much that I was like, I need to do this for a living.
Oh, nice. So maybe walk us through kind of like how you got started in that. How old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 32 now.
Okay. And so when did you start kind of like the self-development journey, like you said? When did you start
Um,
that?
Probably around 25, 26.
Okay. And what
I mean,
started that for you?
yeah, I actually broke both of my ankles. I had like an accident where I broke both of my ankles, and at the time I was like kind of a drug addict. I was, negative habits. I was really into OxyContin. I was just a drug addict, like, and I was a frail, very weak person. And breaking both of my ankles was such a massive problem that it forced me to get like a moment of clarity. It forced me to start thinking differently. And so I was on bed rest for like 6 months. And just during that time, um, I just had a few realizations and epiphanies of like, I need to change my life.
Wow. Wow. There's sounds like there's so much to dig into right there.
Yeah.
That is very, very interesting. Did you grow up? You're in Beaverton now, right? Beaverton, Oregon?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm like the outskirts of Beaverton, but yeah, really in Beaverton. Yeah. Beaverton, Portland, Oregon. Yep.
Okay, and this is just like where you were born, where you grew up?
Mm, I was born in Maryland, actually.
Hmm.
And I was there probably, I think, from like 10 to 12. And then we moved out here because we have family over in the East Coast and we have family in Oregon. So I moved over here when I was like 10 or 12.
Okay.
hmm
So what was it like for you, like growing up? You're working for yourself now, right? You said you're an
Yeah.
online coach.
hmm
Okay. Did you have a lot of encouragement or maybe a lot of like development from maybe a parent or a school teacher, somebody like that when you were younger?
Yeah. Honestly, I wish, but not really, because, yeah, no, not really. So, I mean, I was a bad kid. Like, I got expelled from
Mm.
middle school and then I had to go to alternative school. And then when I went to the alternative school, that's when I fell into the bad crowds of like starting to get into drugs because like they just all the kids that get expelled, all the bad kids, they put them in one place, and then we just start to become friends. And so I didn't really have anybody like that. So not until later in my life that I started, you know, seeking actually mentors that I resonated with. So yeah,
Mm. Yeah, interesting. Alternative school. I don't know if I've ever met anybody that's been to alternative school. What does that look like? What's the
it's
purpose?
more one on one. It's more hands on. Like we were troubled kids. We were
Hmm.
kids that got the most referrals, always suspended, expelled. Like they had to send us somewhere for us to learn. So there are these alternative schools for troubled kids who get in trouble a lot, and it's just more teachers, less students. It's like, and there's more one on one, more. Yeah, that makes sense. It's just
Yeah.
more supervision. less, there's not like 30 kids to a classroom like most public schools. And this wasn't a private school. This was just a branch off of public schools that handled all, kids with learning disabilities. Like I had really bad ADHD, still
Mm.
do, and people who are just getting in trouble in that were one step away from juvie and jail, but like they had a place for us. Yeah.
So do you think that ADHD like that might have been more of the problem than just like wanting to be a bad kid? Or maybe did you want to be a bad kid?
I no, I don't think so. No, I think it was, yeah. I was just trying to get validated. I was just trying to like fit in, and like I was really funny and outgoing, and like I was willing to do crazy shit and make people laugh. And I like
Mm.
that. I like that validation of like flipping out in the classroom and like, everyone's laughing. Like I was the class clown. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah.
interesting. Interesting. All
hmm
right, and so let's dig into like what you're doing now day to day. What does your normal day look like?
Okay, normal day. I wake up around 4:35. Um, I have like a process that I do that my clients follow where I wake up and the first thing I do is I walk outside. I go on a walk. It's like the first thing. It's how I like wake myself up.
Mm.
I go on a walk maybe like 10 minutes and then I come back and I do mindset and mobility work. I read a little bit of book, maybe from some Napoleon Hill, maybe some Marcus Aureli, Wes Watson. Um, so I do a lot of positive acts right in the morning to like raise my frequency, to raise my emotional like vibration. So the morning walk, maybe 20 minutes mobility, 10 to 20 minutes of mindset work. Then I breakfast and start my day. Then just client work, go work out, make content, check in with clients, do stuff like this.
So you said like you're an online coach. What does that look like? Um, how are you helping your clients with like mindset, fitness, and nutrition? Right, nutrition was another
hmm
one.
Okay. So how am I helping my clients? Yeah. So um, if someone sees me and they are interested in what I do, we will potentially get on a call or a Zoom call actually, and I'll just talk to them about their goals and their situation just to see if I could help them because some people there might be it might not be a good fit. But what I do is I have a plan that I build for people where it comes through a nutrition protocol that they'll follow, a training protocol that they'll follow, and a mindset and like self talk protocol that will follow. So I mean,
Mm.
I could give you so much information on how my program works, but I mean it's basically like an app that I've helped that I've had developed over I've had people help me develop this app, and it's a one stop shop for me and my clients to communicate, me and my clients to make sure that my clients are following through on the plan. And so basically, I just want to explain it, articulate it in a simple way. It's just that I help my clients follow a program and a process to get them in the best shape of their life, and I hold them accountable to it.
Do you
So I'm
find
not
that a lot
actually
of people? Go ahead.
I was just saying I'm not actually working out with my clients. Like there's not like a Zoom virtual workout session. I basically give them a plan to follow, and it has like videos of me working out, instructions on how to meal prep, I give them a plan to follow, and then I hold them accountable to it.
Mm. Do you find that the accountability thing is probably like one of the biggest things that people need?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, because everyone's problem is that people know what to do, but they're not the person that can follow through consistently. So we really work. We really everyone's like, how do I get results? How do I love myself? And we really focus on instead of how, it's who. Who gets results? Who loves themselves? Like, what does that person look like? So that's why we work a lot on like mindset and self talk. The accountability is huge, but it's the big part I think is the mindset, the habits, the self talk, and that's what really helps people like shift. the trajectory of their life.
Mm. So, okay, interesting. Um, you you used to do training or teaching in person, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. What did that look like? Were you working for a gym?
Yep. I was working for a gym. I worked at 24-hour fitness for a little bit, and I worked at Workout Anytime. And actually, it was cool. I mean, honestly, like to be 100% honest, I didn't really love it. You don't make a lot of money doing it, and you can't really help
Mm,
your clients that much because the gym doesn't let you hold them accountable outside of the gym. The gym doesn't let you help them with nutrition. It's a liability. You can't actually tell people what to eat unless you're like a licensed nutritionist or a registered dietitian. And so the gym really
mm,
caps you, and the gym really charges the client so much for very little, in my opinion. As an online coach, I'm able to charge my client like a fraction of what the gym charges and give them so much more value. But I mean, the gym was a good experience, and I met a lot of cool people. But you know, wasn't I didn't it wasn't a great job financially or like for the client too. But yeah.
okay. Um, why did you make the change from the gym to
Yeah,
working for
good
yourself?
question. Good question. Actually, COVID forced me to do it because they laid off a lot of the trainers, and I was working with a lot of clients at the time that really loved me and and they wanted to keep working with me. So we just started to try to find a way to do this online. And it was very messy at first. I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew that I could help people. I knew how to get in shape, so I knew that part. And so I actually hired a mentor to help me with the business side of things. Um,
Mm,
and so COVID really was what launched everything. COVID was the reason that I started my online business. Yeah.
interesting. Um, what do you think was the biggest challenge for you going from like in-person training to online?
Um, Honestly, the biggest challenge was putting myself out there on social media. That
Mm,
was most uncomfortable shit ever. Like turning my personal account into a business account. All my friends are looking at me like, "This shit's cringe, bro. What the fuck are you doing?" Like, so that was really hard. And it might seem silly, but like I've been through some hard shit, like adversity, and like that was I don't know, it's so uncomfortable to just to do that, to make that shift.
yeah, yeah. What was that adversity, if you don't mind me asking?
And, like in my life,
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a lot. I mean, just with like school and growing up, I was such a troubled kid, and I was so into drugs, and like, so I mean, it started with like the OxyContin, and eventually I had to go to rehab because like it was becoming a problem, like, and just the schooling and growing up, and then my dad, unfortunately, he took his life.
Mm,
So that was pretty huge, and I lost my sister too. I don't really. I mean, like she didn't die, but she kind of ran away from home. So
wow.
lost my dad, lost my sister. Also recently lost my best friend, and my dad and my best friend both to suicide. So it kind of just like reinforced that I just need to keep helping men with their mental health because it's just I feel like even though it's adversity, it's made me stronger. It's made me more resilient, and it's made me like I think be able to be a coach at a high level because of all the adversity. But just breaking my ankles, dealing with my dad's suicide and my sister leaving, and alternative school, and just being a prisoner of my own like negative habits and negative self-talk for so long. So I mean, I could keep bringing up events that were traumatic, but yeah, we all been through it.
Yeah. Do you think that you would have the impact on your clients now if you wouldn't have gone through all of that adversity?
Um, I don't. I mean, it's hard to say. I'm I tend to think that problems are gifts, you know? So this problem,
Mm,
this adversity, it's a gift of future strength if I can push through and not break character, you know? If like, it, you know, adversity to me introduces yourself to yourself, you know? So I feel like, yes, like everything that I went through, all this pain, all this agony has made me wise, you know, and I'm able to just articulate points to my clients really quickly and for them and they can like resonate hard with and be like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. I don't think I would have been able to do that if I haven't gone didn't go through the adversity. So, you know,
mm,
yeah, that answers your question.
yeah, yeah, that's interesting. Um, what would you say was the biggest mistake that you made when you started working for yourself?
There are so many mistakes like what I was charging was was wrong. What I was doing, like when people were first hiring me, I would just send them a bunch of PDFs, and everybody would get so overwhelmed, like, "Oh my god, well, there's so many things." Like, so I was just doing it the wrong way. My biggest mistake was not hiring more mentors, really, and trying to being like, I can do this on my own. My biggest mistake was not hiring a mentor sooner. You know, I've worked with probably about I think about three mentors now, and I'm going to keep working with them. You know, and new mentors and better mentors. So, um, yeah, and I wish I would have invested more sooner into learning how this works.
Yeah. Um, what does your like nowadays like in your day-to-day operations, what does your relationship with failure look like?
My relationship with failure, huh? Um, I don't know. It's not even. I don't even think I have a relationship with failure. It's hard. It's hard to articulate that. I mean, I just know that like if I could just, it's just every day at a time. If I just can just keep doing this every single day, it's gonna compound and build up. So I don't. I'm really just validated by my daily habits and stuff. So it's like as long as I, you know, don't self sabotage, if I do what I tell myself I'm gonna do, that's a successful day for me. You know.
Yeah. But not every day feels like a win, does it?
Um, no, I mean, yes. I feel like it's a little ungrateful to say that not every day is a win, you know, because there's people dying, starving. So I would say, yeah,
Mm,
every day is a win.
yeah. Wow. That is actually a powerful way to look at it.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, this is pretty rare to be in 2024 a human and have opportunities. Like it's very rare if you think about it. How rare each of us, like in this situation, like in this moment in time, that we're here alive and we're able to do things. So I feel like that's a win.
how do you
Oh
get
yeah.
yourself out of a how do you get yourself out of a rut? Like I
Yeah.
know that
I,
like entrepreneurial people, people that want to start their own business, they might get some momentum, they might have a few wins, but then they have like a bad day, um, or maybe a bad week. But like, how do you snap yourself out of that? Like everybody's going to have a day that's not as great as the other ones. How do you snap
yeah.
back? How do you get that back? How do you get back in the win column? I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was just talking to a client about this. How did because he felt like he was in a rut, and he was just like, I'm in a rut. And the first thing, like, I'm a huge believer in self-talk. So if you solidify
Mm,
yourself that hey, I'm in a rut, and you're telling other people you're in a rut, and you're even telling your coach that you're in a rut, you're like your subconscious is paying attention to that. So it's just going to be like, yeah, I'm in a rut. We're in a rut. So the first thing that I would recommend is instead of saying that you're in a rut, even though it feels like it, you should say, I've experienced being in a rut, but I'm working myself out of that rut. You know, you need to word things carefully so because your subconscious is paying attention very carefully. So these words just might seem natural. I'm in a rut. I feel like shit. I'm depressed. You keep saying these things and you're perpetuating that narrative, and then your subconscious is going to absorb that and it's just going to keep being your reality. I think the first thing is being like, I've experienced being in a rut, but I'm working my way out of it, and I'm conscious and aware that how I feel, and like you need to just talk to yourself differently.
Okay. Where did you learn all of that?
Um, through mentors. I mean, and
Okay.
just through self development work, like just and just understanding that there's the law of relativity. There's no such thing as like bad or good. You know, it's all in relative to what. Oh, this situation's bad. This situation's good. Like, you know, in relative to what. You know, this is big. This is small. So I mean, I feel like everything is mindset and self talk. Because once because everybody's so focused on the sensory world and like there's so many things going on, but like if you could just let all that go and realize that it's all in how you feel, how you perceive things, how you think of things. So if you see the world as negative, then you are negative. You know, if you see the world as positive, then you are positive. The world isn't as it is, the world is as you are. You know, so I just feel like it's all mindset, it's all self-talk. So if you can really believe that it's not the situation, it's how you're perceiving the situation, um, they can start to shift your mindset to be like, I just need to talk to myself differently.
Yeah. You said people get caught up in the sensory, like in the sensory part of the world. Um,
Yeah.
like it seems like a lot of people are talking about or maybe expounding on, how they feel and like all of that sort of thing. Like how is somebody supposed to shut that off?
I don't think you necessarily shut it off, but like it's like you need to find what really makes you feel alive. Like I love talking mindset and like talking about with this with you. Like I feel like I'm in flow state. You know, I don't remember my bills, I don't remember my problems, I don't notice time going by because like I love doing this and like this work right now where I'm talking about self development, I'm talking about mindset. Like it's just it's fulfilling for me, and it's like right now there is no sensory world, it's just me and my thoughts and like articulating with you. So I mean, that's how you do it. People are just stuck in the mundane process of paying their bills and dying. Like, you know, life is supposed to be much greater than that. So
Hmm.
it's all mindset to me. I feel like, we just need to be more grateful for this one life because it is so rare. Like, and it's just like I feel like it's kind of disrespectful to like not think that your life is the greatest life ever lived. Why not? Everybody should think that their life is the greatest life ever lived. It's a little ungrateful to think that, oh, I'm just here and I'm just going throughout life. Like, I feel like that's a little ungrateful.
You listen to some like entrepreneurial people. Some of them, they're saying that your morning routine is so important. What you do right when you wake up is very, very important. And then, I think I've heard people like Alex Hormozy come in and say,
Mm.
like your morning routine.
Yeah,
Like I
well,
know
Alex,
he's like I know
yeah, for
successful
sure.
people that
Yeah, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
yeah, Alex Hormozy's like I know successful people that don't have a morning routine.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but you're not. I mean, I'm not, and you're not Alex Ramosi. You know, and also like I don't know, and I'm not to talk shit about Alex Ramosi. He's not going to see this, but you see how him and his wife, the relationship with him and his wife, she's like controlling him. So I mean, and maybe that's because he's not doing a morning routine. So I mean, he might be successful. I'm not saying he's not. He's ultra successful, but I just saw the relationship between him and his wife, she's obviously the one wearing the pants. I don't know if you've seen some of their interviews and podcasts, and to me, that's probably maybe because he's not working on his mindset in the morning. So there's my retaliation to that.
Do you think that like exercise, diet, that type of stuff is important for like entrepreneurial people or like people that would be high performing?
Yeah, for sure. Because like the thing is, like if
In
you're,
what way?
I always, what's up?
In what way?
Well, I just always say it's not how, it's who. Like all these entrepreneurs are trying to figure out how to make more money. They're trying to figure out how to inspire more people. Who's going to make more money? Who's going to inspire people? You're not going to be fat, make inspiring people. You're not going to be, have lethargic energy, making more money. Like you'd have to be a better version of you, because when you can create a better version of you through self-development, fitness, nutrition, and mindset, whatever you're already been doing is just going to get better. So I mean, I just feel like it's all about who you are, because all these entrepreneurs, they're good in some areas, but they might be lacking, in some area. And I feel like if you focus on your weakness, your strength will magnify. But of course, you have like fitness and nutrition and diet. Like as an entrepreneur, you're like a walking billboard. So yeah.
Mm. So you talk a lot about like, let's not talk about how, let's talk about like who. Where does that philosophy come from?
I don't know if you know who Marcus Aurelius is.
Mm.
He's an
I've heard of
old
him.
philosopher around, like kind of like uh, Socrates. He's been around. I mean, I think he was the one that kind of coined the phrase "who not how." Um, because the thing is, like, I've talked to so many entrepreneurs, and like they still don't like their lives, even though they are financially successful, because they're still there. They still haven't done the self development work to feel okay in the moment. Like it's
Mm.
all about who. It's not about how, because if you can create the who, it's going to be easy to do the how. The thing is, like, I feel like, and I'm not there yet, but if you work on your self development long enough, you're going to be sitting right under the gods. You're going to be have so much self worth in yourself that you'll believe you can do anything. Like, so yeah. Hopefully that answers your question. I think the meaning of people's lives is to create the person that you admire, and then you gift that person to the world. You create the person, whatever you
Mm.
admire, like whatever you're drawn to is like connected to your purpose. Like I'm drawn to, like, I like sports cars, I like, working out, I like, mindset paradigm shifts. I'm drawn to that. So like that's connected to my purpose. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I just think that like for some people, I think we talked about it a little bit before, but like we get caught up in like the sensory part of the world, and then you recommend like let's do like some positive self-talk. Let's actually create the person that we want to be. But if I'm going to sit here and I'm going to talk about myself positively while I'm in a rut, like, am I actually speaking the truth about myself? I mean, I might feel like I'm lying about
Yeah,
myself
well,
or my future self.
for sure, for sure. I mean, that's the thing. That's why gratitude is going to open up your mind. Like, even though you might seem like you're lying to yourself, like you be more grateful, like, for this one life. Like, people are just, it's just, they're so ungrateful. I just feel like it's kind of selfish to be like, I'm in a rut. Okay, enough about you. Can you go, why don't you go help somebody? Like, because whatever you release, you possess. So if you're releasing this energy where like everything sucks, I'm in a rut, you're going to possess it. But if you're feeling like in a rut, and you go help somebody else get out of their rut, it's going to help you get out of that rut. So I feel like people are just, you know to me, just it's kind of to me it's honestly just kind of selfish to that's what I was telling my client, to say that you're in a rut, to say that you're depressed. Like, it's all about you. Like, if you listen to someone's self-talk who is depressed and in a rut, it's all like, oh, I hate this, is I don't like this makes me, it's all about you and you and you. Like, you're so focused on you and what you want. It's just draining your energy. Like, you need to focus on other people. Like you focus on, you make somebody else happy, you're gonna be happy. Just like when you get in an argument with your girlfriend and you hurt her feelings, you're also gonna feel hurt because you release that energy. But if you go, give a homeless guy $10, that's gonna make you feel good because you release that energy. So you're no it. Einstein said, to know the meaning of life, look at energy and vibration. So if your energy is constantly like it's negative, like it's just to me it's just ungrateful because you have this small time on life and you're going to spend it thinking that you're in a rut, that there's people literally starving to death in third world countries, and and you're saying that you're in a rut. Like, it's just, you need somebody to talk to you like that to give you a mindset shift. Because like
Mm,
I feel like I'm kind of like a healer because I'm like willing to say uncomfortable things to people to trigger emotions in them for them to heal themselves, you know. Um, because
yeah,
like, yeah, you just need to, if you say you're in a rut and you're not like, starving to death and you're like, then like, come on, like, be a little bit more grateful for this one life.
yeah.
That's all I would do. I'm not a therapist though.
Hmm. So it sounds like at one point in your life, you were down and out. You could say. You said you were doing drugs,
Yep.
things like that. But then things changed for you. Do you think that? Do you think that like helping other people um, was what helped you snap out of that, or what would you say is like the biggest thing that helped you snap out of that? Like besides the whole like breaking your ankles thing, like what was the actual like shift in your mind, or maybe there's a specific thing that you focused on to like really like jumpstart that process?
Honestly, no. Yeah, I never was a person that really wanted to help people. It does feel good and it is fulfilling, but like for me to be able to help people, I had to create someone that's, they would be willing to listen to. Because at that point, I was just a drug addict, frail loser. And like I had to create someone that was different so I would be able to help people, because really, like, if you are a drug addict loser, or or just, you have horrible habits or whatever, then you can't really help people because you have to heal yourself first before you can heal others. So I mean, I just really, what really shifted my mind was just I just always thought mindset was a buzzword, And then when I really understood that mindset is a real thing, and I don't know if you've ever heard of universal laws, but I, started getting into universal law and like all these stoic quotes, and it resonated so hard with me that I was just like, I'm gonna fucking do this. So
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, explain the universal law a little bit.
Yeah, universal laws are like, there's man-made laws where, people try to, get away with things and not get caught. But
Mm.
universal law is like you can't get away with anything. You're gonna have karmic debt. It's like karmic. Everybody has 24 hours in a day. But not everybody's able to use those 24 hours because they're in karmic debt. Like, if like, from accumulating regret and shame, doing things that you regret, or doing things that get you out of your character, you're gonna be replaying that in your head, and you won't be able to work towards your goals. So me, I just teach myself and my clients, like, we need to remove everything that we regret, and we need to do things that make us proud. And I just feel like, I realized that regret was my guideline to be this person that my conscience is pulling me to be. Because and you know I just started to remove everything I regret when it came to jerking off, smoking weed, doing drugs, womanizing, trying to. I just started to remove one thing at a time that I was regretting, and I just became more proud of myself. I just accumulated more self worth. And then when I had that amount of self worth, I was like, I can actually probably be a coach now, because I just feel so. I would never felt
Mm.
proud of myself. And then that's kind of shifted everything when I was like, and that's how I kind of blew up on social media a little bit, where I just started posting more because I was just so proud of myself. I was just like, I'm just proud that I'm not a fuck up anymore, So that was it.
Huh, that's interesting. But like looking for somebody that's maybe wallowing a little bit in some of their problems, like that can look very, very daunting to even get to work on just one of those problems.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's not supposed to be easy. This is supposed to be difficult, because it's like there. I, your these problem like your conscious is telling you exactly what to do. Like the best mentors, they don't really tell you what to do. They show you where to look. And that's what one of my mentors told me is like, your conscious is telling you, you need to drop that 15 pounds. You need to stop smoking cigarettes. You need to stop looking at porn. Your conscious is literally telling you what to do. But people make the mistake of trying to do everything at once. You need to just do that first thing. Okay, drop the 15 pounds. Did it. Okay. Go do that. Did like you need to, your conscious is telling you step by step what to do. So, I mean, those people that are wallowing, you mentioned, like, what is your conscience telling you to do? What's that big thing that you need to remove? Because success is a removal process. Like, I really believe that as humans, we are already like elite, like almost God-like people, but we do so many things to cause regret and shame and to dampen our light that we just feel like pieces of shit a lot. Like, you need to stop doing shit and saying shit negatively. It's the self talk and it's the habits. So you need to
Mm,
drop all vices. Like that's what I tell my if someone wants to work with me, I make sure that we're working on dropping all vices. And I look at a vice like this not might not be the dictionary definition, but I look at a vice as like instant gratification, but later causes regret. So anything that you know that you whether that be even anger, whether that be fast food, anything can be a vice if it's instant gratification and later causes regret. So if we start to remove these things, we just become so much more proud of who we are and just able to operate at a higher frequency. Those people that are wallowing, they're operating at a low frequency. You know, it's
mm.
that they must have accumulated shame or guilt. They must have negative self-talk or negative habits. Those are the things that we need to look at and change.
Frequency. You've been talking about it a lot, that a lot. Maybe explain that one to me.
Yeah, here's a massive quote from I think this is Plato or something. Your frequency is what you frequently see. So the people that are wallowing, that's what they're going to keep seeing. I'm wallowing. Your frequency is low, so you're going to keep receiving that. So there's a few ways to raise your frequency. There's actually two good ways. Is peak physical performance. Go do 10 burpees and tell me how you feel after those 10 burpees. The blood oxidation is going to accumulate. It's going to rush to your brain, and it's impossible to be depressed during peak physical when your blood is oxidized like that. So there's you can raise your frequency by peak physical performance, or you can go do something good for somebody else. Go give a stranger a hug and tell them that they're a beautiful person. Like do something so that will make someone feel so good. Sometimes I just randomly like mail my mom flowers, or sometimes I'll just do something that's just out of the blue that's so nice, just so I can feel that. Just so I can raise my frequency. So
Mm,
um, peak physical performance and doing something good for somebody else, and just
yeah.
and just being aware that I just feel like life is just moment to moment. It's either low frequency Randy or high frequency Randy. Like, and if you could just understand that if you're in a low frequency or high frequency, like you could go to Google right now and search up low frequency and high frequency chart, and it's like it's emotions. The bottom of the chart is shame and guilt, and the top of the chart is empowerment and enlightenment. So if you can just understand that your frequency is what you frequently see, and it's really up to you to change your frequency. If you can raise your emotional frequency and be more grateful, be more proud, you're going to get more of that.
Mm.
Mm.
And so like this is kind of coming back to like what we talked about before. If you start hitting a rut, you need to go do 10 burpees or you need to send your mom flowers. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean that's part of it, and also the main thing is like if yeah, that. But the main thing is like you need to say that you're not in a rut. I don't care if it feels like you're in a rut or whatever. You need to be like, I've experienced being in a rut, but I'm currently working my way out of a rut. Like you just need to start to talk to yourself differently. Even if it doesn't feel natural, because you've been conditioning yourself so long in this, it's not a reality. You being in a rut, in my opinion, is not a reality. Like it's your perception of what your life is right now, but it's not really. Unless if you were homeless living on a street like smoking crack, then okay, maybe you're in a rut. But like if you have a shelter over your head, like if you have like if your body is able to move and your organs are moving properly, like you're not in a rut, you're just ungrateful. So like and
Mm,
not a lot of people might not agree with that, but that's what resonates with me. That's how I had to talk to myself. And some people will resonate with that. You know, when I was first getting into self development, I had to call myself a piece of shit. I had to call myself a loser because nobody else would. All my family members were enabling me, telling me, it's okay, take another hit. It's fine. You could, yeah, do it. Like nobody, no, there was no real man in my life, in real life, honestly. Like every man that I knew
wow.
was just weak and riddled with vices, and I didn't want to be that, so I had to switch it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard there's somebody else that I talked to that he said like use what you have in the moment to motivate you to start making the change, whether that be disgust, anger toward yourself. Use it. Don't stay there, but use it to get started for sure.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And also go back to gratitude
So,
because, yeah, that's, go ahead. Sorry.
no, 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 go ahead. I want to hear about
I was just
gratitude.
saying, yeah, I was just saying is go back to gratitude because I just feel like it's so often neglected and like most people are so overly privileged where it's like we have so much opportunity, like people don't realize that people are literally suffering, dying. There's so much bad shit going on in the world right now. Like if you're not it just you just need to be more freaking grateful. Like it's just mind-boggling to me. Like it, people are just that I think that's one of the biggest problems is people aren't grateful for this one life, and their perception is just like dealing with this mundane, tedious shit all day, and they're not realizing that there's people that are actually suffering, and they're not. You're like the people that are ungrateful aren't really suffering. The people that are I'm in a rut, like I don't really think you're suffering. Just but yeah,
Mm.
I'm a little intense.
So, yeah, I like that. I like that.
Good.
Um, so you talk about like the future self and like holding on to that and like making decisions. Like, okay, this is I don't know if you've quite said it like this, but like this is kind of like what I'm piecing together with what you're saying. Like take your future self and make decisions based on that person's life, not your current life. Is that would that be
I
correct?
mean, that's a good way to say it. Sure, you could do that, but like, be like whatever goals you have, whatever results you want to obtain, be like, okay, what is the Randy that the millionaire six pack Randy? What is he doing when nobody's looking? Like, what is his self talk
Mm,
like? How does he perceive himself? How does he walk in a room? Like the Randy that has billions or whatever goal you have, that Randy, how does he walk into a room? How does he look at himself? How does he talk to himself? That's how you need to start doing it. Like, it's not
yeah.
supposed to feel natural. That's the thing. People are like, but it doesn't feel natural because you've been conditioning your brain this whole time you've been living to think a certain way about yourself. Like, you need to be like, I am a badass. I'm a fucking boss. Like, I do this. I'm unbreakable. I'm unstoppable. Like, my self talk is just so on point that I'm just it would just make sense that I'm a coach. It makes sense that I help other people because like I'm just my self talk is so affirming and so convincing that that's how people need to be. They need to be more proud of themselves. They need to be more loving to themselves and more grateful.
Yeah. So what's next for you?
What's next for me? Um, just keep growing my business, helping as many people as I can. Um, I just yeah. What's next for me? It's hard to say. I have a lot going on, but I mean, um, yeah. Eventually, honestly, the next thing I want to like invest into like a fast food chain that's low calorie, high protein. Like I want to eventually
Mm,
open up a place like a nutrition place that is like marketing towards fat loss and muscle building. I don't think there's any like fast food establishment that really does that, and I think it could be huge. Hey,
yeah.
don't take my idea, listeners. I'm just kidding.
I don't think they have the intensity that you have. Like
Okay,
I haven't
good.
met any of my listeners that are like, yeah, I've got more energy than Al.
Oh,
Um,
cool. Cool.
what uh, what is it that you want? What is it that you want more than anything else in life? Like, if what do you want to be written on like your gravestone? Like an
Yeah, I mean,
accomplishment or like something that people would say about you?
yeah, I mean, I honestly, yeah, I want to go down as like a stoic, like mind. I mean, I would even be down to be eventually do like motivational speaking if I got that big, like on some Tony Robbins shit. Um,
Mm,
but I mean, it's hard to say. Like, I don't know. I mean, I just want to help and impact as many people's lives as possible. Like, it's hard for me to articulate that. What I want. I want I want to be known, as just someone that helped people and that was like a disciplined, powerful individual. Um,
mm.
yeah,
What's the impact that you want to have on people?
just like changing their lives, like I changed my life. Um,
Mm,
like I mean, not to talk shit about any of my clients that are watching this, but a lot of my clients that joined, they were losers before joining. Now we're winners. Like I help create winners. That's what I like to do. Like, and I'm not saying that people are losers or anything, but I'm saying that you can be honest with yourself and be like, you know what, I kind of am a loser, and I could be a winner, but I'm just not doing the work. And I just want to I just want to empower people to make that choice to be like, I can do this. He did it. Look at Al. Like he's no better than me. I was such a fuck up. Like I went through so much fucked up shit and did so many fucked up things that I'm still came up on top like anybody else can too. So that's about it.
that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram at coach underscore ALBET. Coach underscore ALBET. And TikTok, same. Facebook, Al Hyle. And YouTube, Coach Albert as well.
All right. And I'll just message you after this, and you can send me all of your all of that information. I'll put
Yeah,
it in the
cool.
show
Where
notes
do
as
you where do
well.
you drop the podcast at?
I do it on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Awesome, awesome.
So, I have one more question for you here, just real
Yeah,
quick. Actually, I
yeah.
have about
That's
actually I have
fine.
like seven
That's fine.
fast questions for you. What is your favorite part about Planet Fitness?
How do you know I go to Planet Fitness?
I've just heard people talk about Planet Fitness.
Yeah, I was just there actually. I
Oh, were you?
really don't. Yeah, I was just there for my workout. Yeah, I mean, Planet Fitness is cool. I don't really like it that much. I think their machines are kind of they're okay. They're clean. They're nice machines. Um, I just it's my least favorite gym. I'll say that.
Yeah, well, I've heard people say like there's pizza at Planet Fitness. There's lunk alarm. There's
Yeah,
all these machines that are missing that they want to do.
but the
They
thing
want to
about
work
Planet
out
Fitness
on.
is
Anyway.
it's clean. It's very clean. That's why I like it. It's clean. A lot of
Mm.
these other gyms are they have somebody round the clock cleaning the machines and wiping down shit. So I think Planet Fitness for the price is the cleanest.
Mm. Gotcha. All right. Next question here is what is your go-to snack slash drink combo at a gas station?
If I'm trying to stay on track, probably would probably be like a it'd probably be like a 0 calorie bubbly or like a Lacroix type thing,
Mm.
Cascade Ice, and then some beef jerky.
Nice. All right. Would you consider Honey Nut Cheerios breakfast soup?
Yeah, would I consider Honey Nut Cheerios as breakfast?
Breakfast soup.
Um, sure. Why not?
All right. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes, I love it.
Nice. I love it. Yep. Yep. All right. In your opinion, who is the greatest music artist of all time?
The greatest music artist of all time. Oh shit. Jethro Tull.
All right. What is something that most people don't know about you?
What is something that most people don't know about me? I was a battle rapper. That's how I gained a lot of my confidence. Um, I was a battle rapper. I s-
I love that. I love
yep.
that. All right. If you could have dinner with anyone from history all the way up to the current day, who would it be?
It also someone could be alive or dead.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably Larry
They
David.
would be. Oh, okay. Yep. They would be
Yeah,
alive at dinner.
yeah, of course. I mean, I like Larry David a lot. It'd
Just
probably be like it'd either be Larry David or Wes Watson. I'm a big fan of Wes Watson, Larry David. I mean,
okay.
choosing anybody that's dead would feel uncomfortable. So
Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, I think we'll just end it there.
cool.
Um,
I
thank you so
appreciate you
much for
having me.
coming on the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
I
sure.
appreciate you having me, Randy.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Um, and
We'll see you around.
and if you want to drop your social links, because I'm gonna put this on my social media, and I have a good amount of followers. So, what is your social?
Hmm. Um, my Instagram would be MRCHN Dice. So it's merchandise, right?
Okay,
If you search that on Instagram, you should be able to find us.
cool,
It's MRCHNDICE, and
cool.
you can find us there on Instagram. We're also on YouTube and
Hell yeah,
TikTok. I'm a little bit behind on posting on TikTok, but the rest of them I'm up to
got to
date.
get on it.
So, yep,
Well, I appreciate
yep.
you having me.
Yeah, let's stay in touch, dude. I
Yeah, for
enjoyed
sure.
this.
Me too.
All right, we'll see you around,
All right,
pal.
see you, Randy.
Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. If you like what you've seen, please leave us a like, please subscribe to our channel, and we'd love to hear what you're thinking, so leave a comment down below.